Stephanie Reganin joins me. I hope that's how you pronounce your name, Stephanie. And, it's a unique spelling, so I know I'm not the first person to ask that question.
Absolutely not, but you got it right.
Stephanie Reganin and Ava's Grace, avasgrace.org. I love, love, love this idea, and you may have seen the story. If you haven't, check out St. Louis Magazine about you guys. But explain why you call it Ava's Grace and what the Scholarship Foundation does.
Yes, so Ava's Grace is actually named after my daughter. Her name is Ava Grace, and we're a nonprofit scholarship foundation offering support for higher education for children in the state of Missouri who have a parent incarcerated.
So how did this come together, the foundation idea? Because, look, for people that are charitable in heart and mind, God bless you, you can't do enough, and there's so many worthy causes. But putting together a foundation is a really big deal and a lot of work. So how did this all start?
Well, actually, my own mom was incarcerated. She's actually been home for a few years now. But we experienced on a personal level some interaction with the criminal justice system, and it was pretty traumatic. And throughout that process, I was already an adult, and I met lots of kids who were probably not going to get a shot at the things that I was afforded in life, and specifically higher education. And so it just kind of hit me. My mom had been involved in education, and I wanted to do something positive. Being in the work of justice issues is very frustrating, and I didn't think I could do that. So this seemed to be one of those things that would feel good at the end of the day. And when I found out that literally hardly anyone else in the country is doing it, I was thrilled to be able to kind of engage with the higher education piece. So that's how it got started more than 3 years ago.
It's a beautiful website with some great pictures, and the pictures that are flashing on my screen now are families that are benefiting, yes?
Actually, those are stock photos. We need to get some of the real photos up there. We have lots of photos available on our Facebook page of different events.
Give me the Facebook page, because I want people to, I want to make sure people see the people that are benefiting from the organization. So what's the Facebook page?
Facebook.com/Ava's Grace.
All right. And Ava is AVAS, Ava's Grace, GRACE.org. And there's all sorts of information there on how you can help. Now, tell me a little bit about your situation. So your mom was in prison for how long?
Almost 4 years. And I was about 29 to 33-ish.
Now, my brother was in prison for a short period of time, but as you know, and as anybody knows that's gone through this, just the process of visiting someone in prison it's a horrible experience.
It's very traumatic. It's especially traumatic when you're an only child visiting your mom. I was the first person to visit her, and I will never forget that day, and it's stuck with me. It's one of those things where I don't feel like I can put the toothpaste back in the tube. I see those kids in that environment all the time, and until you've done that, you really can't fathom what that's like.
And when you're talking about kids who are coming of age, little kids and all the way up through middle school has got to be unbelievably traumatic to have a parent incarcerated, and obviously any time. But you just think about a child's development coming up and getting prepared for higher education. I just think it's really important work that you're doing.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, in fact, it is absolutely traumatic no matter when it happens. I was a grown adult. It was very traumatic, but I can't fathom what it would be like for younger kids. And as I mentioned, the financial strain, the emotional strain that having a parent incarcerated creates, it really just kind of creates an environment where you don't think college is an option. So for these kids, we're giving them that option.
There's in the St. Louis Magazine piece, beautiful young lady, Carrie Hill, graduate of Webster Groves, is one of your scholarship recipients. How do people let you know that they'd like to apply for this?
Well, we do a lot of outreach through partner organizations across the state, like the Missouri Counselors Association, St. Louis Scholarship Foundation, and others. And so you can apply directly to us, and also our partner, St. Louis Scholarship Foundation. They allow you to apply through them as well, which is really great. Get lots of great applicants from them every year. Obviously, they're a lot larger than us and a lot better known. So we do some outreach activities. Honestly, we've been thrilled with the number of applications we've gotten for the last 2 years because we don't have a big name. We're all volunteer organizations, so it's not like we have any full-time staff dedicated to this. And really the quality of the applications equates to the quality of the kids that we support. And so we've been just thrilled with the turnout so far.
Tell me about Mackenzie Lockett.
Mackenzie is a great girl. I'm so thrilled to have someone from a small town because I'm from a small town. And Mackenzie is at the University of Missouri, and she is entering the Honors College right now. They just started this week. She is excelling there. She loves Mizzou. I'm a Mizzou grad, so I have a special little pitter-patter for her being there. And,
sure.
Just so proud to support her.
And Mackenzie went through the experience where her mom was in jail, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And she, along with you as a Mizzou grad, you also have Josh, who produces this show. Josh is a Mizzou grad. And Josh actually found your story. Josh, say hi to our friend Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
Hi, Josh. Thank you so much for picking this up.
Well, it's a great story, and it's very topical because it's back to school season. So
that's right.
Now, Ava, your daughter's how old now?
She will be 4 at the end of next month.
Are you excited about the fact that at some point she's going to realize, and connect, and really not too distant future what's going on here? Because I could see her working this with you and taking it over someday.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It'll be a very long story, and I'm going to tell her when she's ready, but she's met these girls, and we interact with them a lot, and so I just am really looking forward to the day that she kind of understands that she was really the inspiration for the whole thing.
Tell me about that for a second, because have you gone through the experience where these girls that, are so grateful to get the help that, they've wanted you to visit their mom or whoever they have in prison? Is that come up for you?
It hasn't come up, but I'll tell you what has been really interesting for me is I did not want to talk about this. I was a grown woman who did not want to talk about it. And the women that we are supporting, I didn't know. And by the way, we would support men as well. We just happen to have 4 women right now. But I didn't know that they would want to even acknowledge they were an Ava's Grace Scholar. At that age, it's really not something in my mind that you may want to talk about. And I've been just so impressed with the fact that they own their situation. They do not let it define them. And they have really become ambassadors for Ava's Grace. And so that has been just a blessing and a huge surprise. And we're very fortunate.
Well, Stephanie, you're changing the world. I hope you're proud. I hope you take a minute to feel good about yourself occasionally in the middle of all the work you're doing, because you ought to be proud of yourself. You're doing great stuff.
Thank you.
And obviously be a great mom first, which you clearly are, and I'm glad your mom is on the right side of things, literally and figuratively. And I hope the family's great. But anytime you can be helped here, just let Josh know, and I know that we'll get it done for you. Great.
Thank you so much, Steve. Y'all have a great day.
You as well.
Okay.
What's that? And that's Josh. That's a great find by you, and that is a great story. And look, there's cynics that will go, "Oh, 4 scholarships, big deal." Well, what have you done? Here's somebody whose mother, in a fairly famous case, ends up in jail. Look, as I said, my brother was in jail. You go visit somebody in prison, you're embarrassed. You're heartbroken that the situation is what it is. The circumstances that you're aware of that caused this don't matter. You're visiting somebody in jail. And Stephanie's exactly right. I mean, and your first instinct likely is to not talk about it. So you don't want to talk about it. You just want to move on. And now she started this organization, which, frankly, has to go back to the core question. How are you involved? Well, my mom was in jail for 4 years. So it's a really cool thing. And talk about paying it forward. Ava's Grace is the website, avasgrace.org. Check it out, or check out the St. Louis Magazine piece, or do both. Back with more in a moment on the Big 550 KTRS.